everybody, and welcome to my first ever Sims 4 speed build video. Yay, I'm so excited. So we are starting out today with a large family home. So first of all, let me introduce myself. Hello, I am Charlotte. Charlotte does Sims. The name was meant to be temporary till I could come up with a better one, but I cannot come up with a better one, so I suppose we're stuck with it. Now, let me apologise first. My microphone's not great. I'm going to get a new one, but I didn't realise I was going to be recording with it, so I didn't think it mattered, but apparently it does. So, stick with me on that one. It might be a bit dodgy for my first few videos. So, let me introduce myself, although I already have, but of course, like I said, I'm Charlotte. I am 19. I am in university in Liverpool. I do computer science. But I really just want to play Sims all day, every single day, which is my dream, I suppose, but you can't do that, so I have to go to uni in the meantime. So welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you enjoy my videos. I've pre-recorded a few, so I've got them lined up. Some of them are ready to go, some of them I need to do the voice recording for. This isn't my first voice recording, so I was a bit nervous, so I did one and then threw it away, and so now I'm doing this one not as my first ever one, so hopefully it's not terrible, but I'm still a little bit nervous because this is obviously the first one you're going to hear. So I've pre-recorded a few videos, a few house builds, so you'll see them coming up on my channel. We've got some good ones coming, and oh yeah, this wasn't going to be my first build, so in my next build I'm going to say welcome to my first ever house build. It's not, obviously, this is my first ever build, but the next build, because I was going to do a restaurant for my first build, but changed my mind because I like this one more. This is not what I would normally build. Obviously you don't know that because you've not seen me build before. So fingers crossed I make a good first impression. So we are doing a modern house and it's very black, white and grey. This is not what I would do at all. I normally throw loads of different colour in. I normally have a colour that is like a central theme throughout. So it'll be in the living room and the kitchen and the bathrooms, and you might see it like a few of the windows or outside. But this one doesn't really have a colour unless you count black and white. But it's quite cool. It's very, very modern. There is a toddler room, but again, the toddler room is black and white, and it's very modern, which is not what I'm used to at all. I like to make my toddler rooms as colourful as possible, but you'll see when we get to that. Now, not every single thing is included in the video. As you can see, it's already a very long video at like, what, this will end up about nearly 40 minutes, I think, by the time I put the screenshots on. So, it's already quite long, so I've cut a few bits of the landscaping out. Now, I know that loads of YouTubers love to landscape. I do not. I don't mind landscaping, but it's not my favourite thing. Like, I much prefer to build the house and decorate it, and the landscaping is just a bit samey. Like, I feel like I do the same thing every time. I have tried to challenge myself with this house and make it a bit different. I think it is different to what I normally do. Not that you would know, again, my first ever build. But there's some bits, I don't know, it fills the lot and it goes right the way up to the end. And sometimes I don't really like that because it doesn't look natural. It doesn't look like it flows because there's just a random square with loads and loads of plants in, and then it suddenly stops and there's empty grass. But I don't know, you might like it. I don't dislike the landscaping. I think I need to practice the landscaping. But I do have an amazing build coming up, if I do say so myself, which has got some really cool landscaping, which I think you will really, really like. Took me ages. So, the landscaping. Right, I've tried to do something different here. I've tried to mix it up a bit. I don't know if you'll like it or not. I don't know what it's going to end up looking like. I don't really remember what I did with it, to be honest. Some of it's cut out. I do show some of the landscaping. There also maybe a little bit of the house missing. There might not be, but I'm not sure. There is a little bit missing. I forget to put one of the doors in. You'll see when it comes to it. and then I'd go back later and put it in, but obviously not on camera, because I was hoping no one would realise I'd forgotten the door. But now I've told you I've forgotten the door. Oh, I forgot I did all this. I should have cut this bit out really, but doesn't matter. You can see the process that I go through putting all the stuff in. No, that's terrible, get rid of that. Try a different way. No, that's terrible, get rid of that. It's probably the best thing to put something in and see how it looks, and then if it's bad, just delete it and start again. I mean, the delete button's there for a reason. I think I'm coming across quite cheesy. Right, we'll try. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Sorry guys, just bear with me. Bear with me on this one. So, I like to build Sims houses. That's probably my favourite thing. I like to build the houses and I like to build the restaurants. But if you would like to see something different, something else, let me know. And I'll give anything a go. Like, I don't mind. I'll try out anything, but I just don't know how good it'll be. So I have a restaurant lined up, which is quite a cool, different restaurant. My next house build is quite different as well. I'm saying all these things are different to what I normally build, but none of you have any idea what I normally build. Well, if you do want to see my normal builds, if you go to my gallery page, I'll try and remember to link it in the description. You can have a look at all the stuff that I've built and see if you want to download any of it, if you like this build. Although, if you do like this build, there's nothing that looks even vaguely like this on the gallery page, so my apologies for that. But yeah, I like to build houses, I like to build restaurants. I don't really build anything else. Oh, I've put a climbing frame in there, but there's not actually. I forgot to do a child's bedroom. I built this in several goes, so I've put some stuff in and then I forgot what I put in, and I've got uni work on at the moment, so I sort of just build in around that as I can. So if I've got like 3 days where I have a deadline, I might start a house before it, do all my uni work, and then come back to the house, which is good because it means I can look at it fresh and change some stuff, which I did do. But it also means that sometimes I forget what I've done, and I forget what I've put in, and I'm like, oh, I think I've reused this object about 7 times in this house. But, I mean, there's only a certain number of items at the end of the day. What are you going to do? That's a hideous colour umbrella. I think we changed that, though. Do you do that? Like, well, obviously not if you don't watch yourself back, but if you record yourself and then watch it back, you look and you think, why have I done that? Get rid of that, please. And 9 times out of 10 I do. So, upcoming builds. Obviously I've got a few lined up, but let me know what you would like me to build. Obviously, it might not be as good as, say, some of the people who've been doing it a while, like James or Devon Bumpkin. He's amazing, some of the stuff he builds. I love his attention to detail, so it might not be as detailed as or as good as some of the stuff they build, but I'll give it a go. I'll give it a try. I have been wanting to build a public swimming pool because I went to Florida on holiday and we stayed in this villa, and it was like in a community, and they had a community pool. And I went there with my sister and my cousin and my boyfriend, and it was amazing. It was outdoors. It had all like sun lounges, and it had a swimming pool. And if you were in the swimming pool, you could swim through into the hot tub, and the hot tub was like in the swimming pool, and you just sort of swam into it. And then it had like all these sun lounges, and it had like water slides, and then a waterfall and a fountain thing, and then it had all these columns holding up these canopies with all plants hanging, and then it had a massive like complex building which had a shop and a bar and a games room and a cinema and all sorts. So I think it'd be really cool to try and build that on Sims. That'd be really good for, say, a club, if you've got the hangouts or whatever it's called, that pack that you get the Tudor thing in. Yeah, you could have like a club there, and they could meet if they like swimming or gaming or whatever, and then obviously just all Sims generally could go there, could go to the pool, because I think we do have a pool, but it's not it's not amazing, and I haven't really seen many YouTubers build an outdoor community pool on The Sims. So I think that'd be a really cool thing to try. So I might give that a go. If you have any other cool ideas, then please let me know in the comments, and I will have a look and pick some to do. I'm having a guess I'm going to get 0 comments on this video, but it's worth a try. If you are watching, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think I should build next. Now, another thing that obviously everyone does is the challenges, and they do their Let's Plays. I've never really watched a Let's Play of The Sims. Like, I don't even know what it is. Like, do you do, like, voices? And then, or do you just, like, play the game? Because I know some people are saying that they write scripts. So do they, like, script it and then, like, try and get The Sims to do it? Because that just seems a bit tedious when I could just watch Netflix. But, I don't... Oh, no. Oh, no. I've got to do the garage. Yeah, I've left the garage blank on purpose for you to fill with anything that your sim might need for their career. So if you have a scientist or a doctor, you can fill the garage with all that stuff. A nice converted kind of garage there. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. Have we skipped the landscaping? I don't think we have yet. I don't think I've done. No, we haven't. Let's Plays. Yeah, I don't know why I would watch like voice actors and Sims, and I can just watch like Netflix. But if you want me to like play the game, and you want me to play it how I would normally play it, and then you just film it for you, I can do that. Or if you want to do like a series where I'll like make a sim, and then you can comment and tell me like what you think the job should be, and whatever's the most popular thing we'll do, and then obviously you can comment and say where they should live in that, and then I'll move them in, and then see they meet, and then you can tell me at the end of each video what you want the sim to do next video. So it's obviously I'd be playing it and controlling the Sims, but you would have input on it. So anyway, back to the build. So we're doing the hallway here. I don't really do shelves much. Obviously, right, I think you're going to see a lot of shelves in my builds, in my first few builds, because sort of you go through phases, and I've never really been through a shelf phase. So as soon as I put one set of shelves in, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And now they're in every single build suddenly. And because I've built them all in one go, there'll probably be a lot of shelves in every build. This is something you'll see a lot as well. This thing with the counters. I think I do it about 4 times in this build alone. I tend to do that. You'll find most people who build on Sims will go through phases of stuff. So yeah, at the moment I am all about shelves and doing the little wall cabinets, wall counters in this little square, and putting a little picture in the middle or something. So you'll see that coming through quite a lot. I think I do it in the kitchen actually. So here, right, this is like a chimney breast, but I don't actually put a chimney in. Chimney, what am I on about? Fireplace. I don't actually put a fireplace in, I just turn it into like a little bathroom, but then on the next 2 floors it's just shut off, you can't get to it. So that's a bit different. There is a fireplace, there might be 2, but they're not where the chimney sticks out of the house. That's more just for decoration on the outside. Obviously I am new to YouTube, so my videos, they might be a bit skippy at first. So like the sound and the image and stuff, because I'm not used to doing it, and my microphone isn't great, and I keep pausing the recording because I keep like getting nervous and messing it up and that, and I'm like, oh, I'll have to go back and do it again. So I'm sorry if it's a bit difficult to watch and listen to, and I do appreciate it if you stick it out, even though it's still in alpha, I suppose. So, oh, here we go. Right, we're doing the kitchen here. if you look to the right, you can see like a little conservatory thing that sticks out, made of glass, that you can look out over the pool. And I don't know if you'll notice, but it doesn't actually have a door to it. So we end up deleting the middle counter and putting like a glass door in instead to get into that room. That room's quite nice. It turned into like a little breakfast nook. Obviously you can see what I mean about the house being very white, black and grey, and then obviously it has the dark brown wood coming out through the windows. I like modern houses, and I like the white, the black and the grey. It looks very posh, it looks very clean, very modern, and it looks quite stylish, but I think my own personal style is I like things very colourful, and I like them to be quite lively and very open and look all welcoming and inviting. And I just think that the sort of neutral white, blacks and greys, all them sort of cold colours, I think they just look a bit harsh, a bit, I don't know, they just don't look very welcoming. And I feel like everything's quite posh in this house. I feel like I'd be scared to touch anything if I went here. I feel like I'd be like, oh god, I don't want to break anything, because it all looks quite posh. Oh, the dining table, I'm going to change that in a bit. Also, I showed my boyfriend one of my videos, and he said that I moved the camera a lot during it. It was a build I did before this, but I'm posting this first, so I'm trying to work on it. Bear with me. I know I move the camera around a lot, and it might be kind of difficult to follow, so I'm really sorry if it knocks you dizzy. I'm trying my best, but it's one of the things, you know, once you're in the habit, it's very difficult to get out of the habit. But I'll try. I'm sure we'll get there in the end. So if you see a video and it's skipping around all over the place, let me know in the comments, because it's something I can work on. If there's anything else that you spot, anything with my building, anything video wise, camera wise, anything with my sound or anything that you think could be made better, please let me know, and then I can work on it, because I want to get better at it. I'm new to YouTube, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll give it a good go and hopefully after a few videos I'll know what I'm doing. So at the moment I am in my second year at uni and I do computer science. That does not mean that I know anything at all about computers, however. I know nothing. I couldn't tell you anything about a computer, not about specs or anything. Not a clue. No idea. But we are doing a group project at the moment, and we have to make a website, that's fine. You know, just like a basic website. If you know what you're doing, you've made it before, it's relatively easy. But you can't use like Wix or anything. Not Wix. Is that the right word? Is that what I'm thinking of? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember now. Anyway, you can't use any of them websites that help you make a website. You've got to do it all yourself, like hard coding it. But I mean, if you know what you're doing, it's not too bad. It's relatively straightforward. You just sort of copy and paste from your older websites that you've made. Just pick out the best bits, copy, paste, done. Sorry, just having a sip of water. I had hiccups before, and I don't want to get them again, so I sort of drink water to try and keep them at bay. So I've been working on my group project, and we've made our website, which is satisfactory, I suppose. None of my group are very good at coding and making websites and stuff, so we've tried our best. I think we've done a good job. But this other assignment I've been given by one of my lecturers, it says that I have to do a website. A website, but it's going to be a video game, like the actual website. So you've got to have submarines, and you've got to have like a grid, and your submarine has to move around the grid, and all the other submarines have to chase you, and you got to try and get away from them. I just have no idea where to even start. So I've tried Googling stuff. I've Googled chess games. I've Googled like Pac-Man games and stuff. And we have to do it in 3 different languages. So like anyone who doesn't know about computers, I am really sorry if I'm boring you here. But anyone who does know, we have to do it in HTML, CSS and JavaScript. I have never even seen JavaScript before in my life. I have no idea what I'm doing with JavaScript. I've done Java, but not JavaScript. Apparently they're very different. Who would have known? Why give them a really similar name if they're different? That makes no sense. I'm sure there's other stuff like that, but it can't come to mind at the moment. So, here we go. So we're putting in a table here, right? This is the part where Tom, that's my boyfriend by the way, decided that he was going to help me out. Right? He's never helped me before with a Sims build, ever. He just sort of will glance at them. If I go, Tom, what do you think of this? He'll just sort of glance and go, yeah, looks good, that's it. Anyway, he decided he was going to help me out in picking a table, an end table. But every single table, he was like, nope, that don't work, nope, that doesn't work, nope, doesn't work. I know to you, it won't look like a lot, because it only lasts about 4 seconds picking that table. But I fell everywhere there for an hour, just showing him every table and all the different colourings, and he's like, no, that one doesn't match, that one doesn't match, that one doesn't match. And he said that one of them looked too much like a bedside table than an end table to go in a living room. And then he said, just leave it and put a plant there. I was like, I can't do that. You can't put a plant there. That's just not how I play Sims. You have to have a table. But in the end, we picked that nice sort of white, greyish one, sort of little wooden one. Put some wine bottles on there. So, in the end, the table looked great. Not that it would have, changed the build much. Very, very crucial to this massive house build, that one end table in the living room. But, yeah, when I build on Sims, I do like everything to look good. And if there's something that's slightly off, it will bug me. I'll try and make everything as good as possible. Obviously, like, what's the point in doing something to make it as good as possible? But, like, the little details like that, I don't just want to pick the first thing I put my hands on. I want to make sure it all looks how I want it to look. So we're doing the games room here. I didn't know what to put in this room at first because it's like a walkthrough. So you have to walk through it to get to that corner room, which ends up being a gym. At first, I thought of doing the master bedroom with an ensuite downstairs. But then the ensuite would have like 6 windows all looking out onto the pool. So if someone's there having a swim, they can just sort of wave to you in the bath or whatever. I thought that was a bit weird, so I thought a gym would be nice, because in my hometown, there is actually a massive gym, and it's got, like, entire glass, like, all the walls of it are glass. It's like a weird building. It's like a swimming pool at the bottom, and that's glass, and you can see everyone in the swimming pool. And then there's, like, another floor with all the changing rooms on and stuff. And then you go, like, up the stairs, and then the gym is just, like, a glass cube plonked on top of the building. And all 4 walls are glass, and then you have to go back down again to get to all the showers and stuff. I don't know, I suppose it's to convince you to work out as good as you can, because everyone walking past and driving past will be looking at you on the treadmill. It's on like quite a main road, so a lot of people must go past and be staring at everyone in the gym. Like at first, it was a bit weird when it was plonked there, because everyone was like, oh, hang on a minute. Oh look, there's me nan up there on the treadmill. Obviously not, but you know what I mean. Everyone can see everyone. You can see them. You can see like their face, and they were all like sweaty. But everyone's sort of just got used to it now. They just ignore it as they drive past. It's just like a gentleman's agreement that you don't look at the gym as you go past. You just leave them to work out next to this giant glass wall. But yeah, that's the main gym in my town that everyone goes to, and everyone else can just completely see you running. But yeah, so seeing that, I thought, well, may as well stick a treadmill next to the window, and then if you're swimming through the pool, you can see your dad or whatever on the treadmill in the gym. Oh, so we're on to the breakfast nook. Here we go. I picked one of the little decorative tables You have to go into surfaces, and then it's in like miscellaneous or something, and just sized it up. So that won't actually work as a table for your Sims to eat at. This is more of a decorative room, really. It does have some functionality, like it's got a TV in it, but it's more of a decorative room. There's so many other rooms in the house. There's already a living room where they can watch telly. There's a kitchen where they can cook, and it's also got stools, like so they can eat in there. It's got bar stools and an island counter. And then there's a dining room with a dining table. So they don't really need this room, but I thought it'd make quite a nice little breakfast nook. So it doesn't work as a table because there's just so many other tables. I thought I'd rather it look nice than have like 6 functional tables in the house. So that's what we went with. We went with one of them side table. I don't know what it is. Is it a side table? I don't know. We went with one of them, sized it up, so it's not actually functional, but it looks nice. So in this house, there are 4 bedrooms, I want to say. Obviously, you could have more if you wanted more, because some of them are quite big. You could make them smaller. There's a massive bathroom, which you could easily turn into another bedroom with an ensuite, because it's got like 2 separate rooms with an archway. So just you could turn the first room into the bedroom and the second room into the bathroom. But at the moment, we've got 3 rooms with double beds. And so one of them is for the mum and dad, and then I thought maybe 2 teenagers could have the others. And then there's 1 toddler room. I didn't build the house with any particular Sims in mind, but I have made a Sims family and put them in there for the screenshots at the end. And they fit the house well, so they're quite modern. And in keeping with the black and white, I've made them all wear black and white, and they've all got black hair. So they fit their house, I guess. So I thought that's just a bit of fun. But you'll see them at the end in the screenshots. That took me ages. It took me so long to figure out how to do the cinematic mode, because I didn't know how you do it. I've never had to do it before. I've never taken screenshots of my builds. So I finally Googled it, and it was like, oh yeah, just press tab. But then, once you press tab, you have to do all the things to get higher and lower and zoom in and stuff. Oh, it took ages to get used to how to do it. But I think we got there in the end. The screenshots look okay. So if they're a bit dodgy, then it's just because it's my first time doing screenshots. Here we go. We're on the bathroom now. So this is what I mean by it's like 2 rooms. 2 separate rooms in the bathroom. So you could turn this bit into a bedroom and then have the bathroom be the other end. The only thing is, if this was a bedroom, it would have no window in it. But it depends if you're bothered about that or not. Bothered about windows. I like to try and have at least 1 window in each room, which is sometimes hard when you're doing really big houses, because you end up with like really big long corridors down the middle and stuff, and you're like, oh, if I could just turn that into a room, just make every room bigger. But yeah, that's one thing I'm not very good at, I think, layouts. So I did the layout for this off camera, solely because I knew I was gonna have to faff about with it so much I'd end up all over the show. And I was right. It did take me quite a while, and we were all over the place at first. But I think we got there in the end. I think it's an okay layout. Obviously, I could have had more than 4 bedrooms. I think there might have been a slightly better way to do it to give me more room. Because we have 4 bedrooms, but they're all massive rooms. Like, they're absolutely huge. I don't think they need to be as big as they are, but I don't know. It's up to you. I'm not gonna play with the build. I don't tend to play with the stuff I build. Like on Sims, I love to build houses. That's my favourite thing. But I never actually make a family and move them in and play with them in the houses that I build. I tend to make 1 sim and then play with them in the city. And I've actually never done a penthouse. I know every YouTuber has done so many penthouse builds. I have never built a penthouse. And how long is City Living been out for now? Months and months and months. And I've just never built a penthouse on it. I don't know why. I've renovated the apartments and stuff, like moved my sim in and deleted all the furniture, bought stuff from the flea market and that. But yeah, never actually built a penthouse myself. Never had a sim live in a penthouse. I don't know why. Just never got around to it. I think I just was so desperate to play the game. I thought, I don't want to build a penthouse because that'll take ages. I want to play the game and make my sims go to all the festivals and stuff and see what it's like in an apartment and that. So I just sort of went with one of the pre-made ones. But yeah, I don't know if you want to see an apartment build or not. I'd have to look at the lots properly first and have a good think about it. But if you'd like to see an apartment build, let me know. Or if you've already had enough from every other YouTuber, that's cool too. If you'd rather see me build houses or community lots, like I said, I could do a pool, but there's other stuff I want to build as well. Let's have a think. I don't have the bowling expansion pack because I just thought I don't get why it's on its own. I don't understand why bowling is the entire expansion pack and why we didn't also get like more video game machines and maybe get some cool news. I just think that of all the things we haven't got, like seasons and pets, why did they bring out an entire pack or stuff pack, whatever, just for bowling? And that's not what I felt like the game was missing. So I didn't get it because I just didn't see the point. I just thought, well, my sims don't need to go bowling. I don't feel like it's missing, especially because of the way that the lots are in Sims 4. Like in Sims 3, if it had been bowling, I'd have been like, okay, cool. I could make like a hangout and stuff, especially with all the clubs things that we have on Sims 4 now. You could have like a club hangout, you could have a bowling team, and they could have matching shirts and stuff, and they could go bowling every week. But in Sims 4, it's when you've got to wait for the lot to load, and then you've got to wait for your house to load, and then sometimes you go back home and the time hasn't passed at all since you left, which really, really bugs me, because then your sims end up like tired or hungry, and it's just like not the right time of day for them to be, which I don't like. So yeah, I didn't get the bowling expansion, and that is why. On to the toddler bedroom now. I have still not got over toddlers. I think they're so cute. They're so sweet. And I like toddler bedrooms to be really colourful and loud and lively and in your face. I think that's really cool. And kids are meant to like look at loads of colours when they're little, aren't they? I'm sure I've read that or seen that on telly somewhere. So I like to do them quite colourful, but I thought, well, for a change, obviously again, not a change for you because you haven't seen me build anything before, but I thought for a change, let's do it black and white, fitting with the rest of the house. Let's do it quite modern, quite sleek. I do like how it turns out, but I don't like it for toddlers. Maybe it would have been more suited to a child, because I think when your sim's a child, obviously you can have a bit of an older bedroom. It doesn't have to be really childish, but I think for toddlers, it just feels too like corporate and too like toddlers would be messy. They make a mess, and you know, in real life they throw up and they poo their nappies and they chuck food on the floor and stuff. And I just feel like this looks too clean, too sleek, and it looks like you're not really supposed to touch anything because it might break and it might mess it up and stuff. And I don't know, I just feel like a toddler room should be a bit more messy, a bit more colourful. And if you've got toddlers playing in there all day, it's not going to stay tidy and clean, is it? And I just thought that room just wasn't as welcoming and as homely as I'd like a toddler bedroom to be. But you might disagree, you might like modern toddler bedrooms, I don't know, it's up to you. So we are doing another bedroom now. I put a teenage girl in this, however, it is quite neutral. It's also quite similar to the other bedroom that we end up doing upstairs in a bit. You could have them as anything really. I mean, they're quite similar, so if you don't like having two very similar bedrooms, just delete one and put a child's room in there, put a study in there, whatever you want. Or, because they're quite similar, you could have, say, two twins in there. Twin girls or twin boys, they're both they're not like specifically made for a gender, because I hadn't made my Sims when I built the house. I didn't have any Sims particularly in mind for the house. I was just building as just thinking, well, any sort of teenage or adult Sim could end up in here. Now you could have them as a guest bedroom if you have family come to stay a lot or whatever, or yeah, any Sims really. Because they've both got double beds as well. You could fit like a couple in there. Like this one upstairs might be suited to, say, if they had like an adult, like say if like they had like the grandma or the grandma living with them or whatever, or they had an adult child who had his girlfriend or wife or whatever living with them. They could have the upstairs room and be out the way of the rest of the family. Here we go. So we split this so as we can have computers on the sort of landing area. I was going to do an ensuite, but because of where the windows were and how narrow it was, I thought it'll work better, because we've got such a large family bathroom as well, which the toddlers won't even really be using, because obviously they have the potty in the room. I thought, whoever's in this room can just use the large family bathroom, because both the others have an ensuite. So I didn't think that was a problem, so we end up with a room and a study. And here we go, screenshots. So I am going to end the voice recording here. I hope you've enjoyed my first ever YouTube video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, because I have made lots of lovely Sims Build videos, and they will be posted sometime in the near future. So I will see you all in my next video. Bye!